What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. All right, hope your Thursday morning is off to a smashing good start. Thanks to everybody. By the way, Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe up to the channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who tuned into Scone and Tea last night. That's it's a really big opportunity. So for those who don't know, T-Bob and I started a podcast during football season called Scone and Tea. Guarantee launched a podcast network, Guarantee Podcast Network, which is about to undergo its second iteration, which, anyway, a lot of growth, and it means a lot to our company and, for the future in the digital age and all that sort of stuff. So it's important that a lot of our digital properties, we continue to be creative and continue to find things that work and will succeed. And so had the idea, approached T-Bob, we started Scone and Tea, did it twice a week during football season. And after football season ended, we had been a little sporadic with it. And we were approached by a company that wanted us to, that actually wanted to buy whiskey and wine. And we're like, well, you can't. We're at Don Juan. They've obviously been great to us. We're staying there. So I had the idea. So what if we did Scone and Tea on site at Oliver Twist? And they loved the idea. And so they made a really, really big investment in having us out there every Wednesday. So, it's a big deal. And the Oliver Twist guys, Josh and Matt, they kind of took a leap of faith in buying us. So, man, what I would really encourage is if you can on Wednesday nights and you're interested, come out. We'll do the pod at 7:00 live. If you want to come out a little before, I jet over there right after the show, so I'll get there about 6:30. If you want to hang out, maybe have a beer, have a cocktail, or even have dinner. They have a full food menu. So, I brought Erica home a grilled shrimp salad. But man, they have it's not just like little bar food. They got a food menu. So, anyway, yeah, it would be great. It was really good last night. I appreciate the people who came out. Saw my guy Cliff Nelson, saw Chase out there last night as well. So, yeah, man. Thanks to everybody who came out. And if you can't make it out and you just watch, that's awesome too. And maybe you make it out to Oliver Twist one day and you just let them know that you're a fan of Scone and Tea and it's why you're there. So, anyway. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Pro Day yesterday I thought went really well. Consensus, Stingley ran a 4.37. I saw him hand timed by some at 4.34. So, Stingley ran well, answered all the questions, disclosed his Liz Frank injury, which he suffered the first day of fall camp, which we knew was in fall camp, because I knew he was hurt when they played UCLA, but the extent of which and when the injury happened, we just found out. But it was a great day for Stingley. I thought John Trey Kirkland tested off the charts. That was great. And then how about Glenn Logan? Glenn Logan ran a great 40 time, really popped off. So Glenn Logan might have gotten himself drafted. We'll see. But a guy who battled as many injuries as he did during his career might be tough to overcome the injury label. But good for all those guys who had a nice day. All right, let's say some good mornings. Masters, actually, just before we started here, I watched the ceremonial shot off the first tee from Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus, and they introduced Tom Watson as the third ceremonial starter. So pretty cool. Got to watch that. The Masters gets underway today. Sam Burns, I believe it's around noon-ish today when he tees off. So have an LSU interest there in watching the Masters if you're going to be watching. All right, Stacey, good morning. See what y'all got. You know the drill. Fire away. Questions, comments, anything y'all got. We'll do about 20 minutes here. David Coslin, good morning. Jason Austin, good morning, Jason. I still owe you, bro. I owe you a picture in a Niners jersey. This is on you now. I don't have a Niners jersey. I've said this. You know me. I'll pay up my debt. I would have done it the day after that game. But I owe you a picture in a Niners jersey. This is on you, okay? I'm going to continue to say it. This is on you. Shelby Kelly, happy opening day. Opening day of the Masters as well. Yes, indeed. Quentin Brakebill, good morning. Kirk Taylor, good morning. Brandon DeVille, good morning. What do you think of the defensive lineup LSU put out this past Tuesday? Yeah, Brandon, so I did go into some detail on it yesterday in the first segment of AFR, if you want to go back and listen, or on LSU Daily. Talked about it both. I get it. And here's the thing. You can't, and I've heard some people say, I've seen some of this feedback, like, do they even practice defense? Are they even trying? Like, look at everything that Jay's tried. They've used all three catchers. Doty has played second, short, and third. Thompson has played short and second. They've now put Cranford at third. They put Merrifield at third and at second. If you remember on opening day, Will Safford started at second base. They have had Jacob Berry and Gio in right field, and they've also made defensive replacements where we've seen other guys out there. But point being, like, you can't say they're not trying. Because the only two guys that have been in their spot, like, every game have been Cruz in center and Morgan at first. I mean, everything else has been fluid. I mean, Dugas basically in left, except for when he wasn't against A&M or whatever it was, whenever he was not feeling well. But maybe it was the Florida series where he wasn't feeling well. But either way, yeah, man. So they're trying. They're trying. Truex, what's good, man? Let's see. Best way to reach. Oh, Truex, I did see your text. I just saw it last night when I got home from Oliver Twist. So it was late. I did see your text last night. I'll hit you back after this. Kenneth Westbrook, good morning. Chance Babb and LSU Pro Day lacked the normal hype. Stingley looked good. Damone being hurt sucks. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing, Chance, for real though, like, Pro Day hype ain't. I mean, unless if it's like Jamarcus trying to become the number one overall pick. I mean, usually there's like a guy that people out there to look at. And they were looking at Stingley yesterday, but I mean, I don't know what else you really want to see. Like, I'd never go to Pro Day. Like, we can get credentialed for it, but why? I mean, go watch dudes run around cones and stuff. Mostly you just want to see the guys that didn't work out at Combine to work out and do well. I would say it's particularly important for quarterbacks, especially if they don't throw at the Combine. Let's see, Kurt. I would say happy opening day, but rec ball rules with runner on second, no shift because hitters can't hit the opposite way, and electric umpires, it's not baseball. Shelby, as far as LSU baseball goes, the best move for the team would be the DH Barry. I understand why we won't. It's far and away the best move for the team. Okay, so you DH Barry, and what do you do with Joe Bear? You put Joe Bear in right? You're still bad in right field. Joe Bear's not an outfielder. So it's not the best move. I mean, you're trying to get defense. So if you DH Barry and you want defense, then you have to keep Gio in right. Then what do you do with Joe Bear? So, no, it's not, actually. Wendell Norman, good morning. Trivia Carter, Brad Johnson, good morning. Getting rain on the East Coast now. Be safe out there. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Good times last night. Yeah, man. Tell Colby I'm sorry I missed her, man. But glad you made it out, dude. Always good to see you. Jesse Brown, good morning. Message Mike D, like you suggested. He said the 2021 draft report was his last. Other opportunities prevented him from doing it. Bummer. I guess that's because of WWL. Huh. I did not know that he was not doing the draft report. Wow. That's a bummer. Oh. I haven't watched an NFL draft without Mike D's book since 2010. That's going to be different. Matthew Vincent, good morning. Does Sam Burns have a chance to win the Masters? Sure. Absolutely. Sean Comiskey, Scone and T was good. Got football vibes. Have you ever gotten asked to do color analysis for LSU baseball? No, I've not, Sean. I will tell you this. So whenever the SEC network launched back in 2014, right? every school had to make a one-time financial investment to upgrade all of their facilities to be SEC network compatible, right? So like when LSU, because all the broadcasts, when LSU broadcasts baseball or whatever, there's football game at Tiger Stadium, like all of that, with rare exceptions, all of those broadcasts originate out of the LSU facilities. Like, so when you see a baseball game, that's not ESPN sending a SAT truck. LSU had to build out a broadcast studio in their athletic administration building. So, and then they also had their in-house broadcasters. So, like you see Lynn Rollins and Ben McDonald, which those guys do a great job. But 2015 or so, maybe 2016, Terrio did approach the people at LSU about he and I doing the TV for the baseball games. And they were like, look, we got our team. I mean, they got Lynn and Ben, and they do a great job. But, I mean, maybe at some point if those two guys step away and there's an interest in having us do some TV, I might. But the other thing, too, is it would conflict so many times with AFR. So it's probably not super feasible at this point. Yeah, but I love doing play-by-play. I mean, it's... now you mentioned doing color, like sitting next to Blair and doing color. I have not been asked to do that now. I think they tend to go with, like, former players in that role. You hear Doug, we've heard Patrick Coogan do it, Buzzy does it. I know Hunt did it this weekend, Ronnie. So, anyway. Ryan Rogers, what's up? Let's see, Wendell Norman. You think the Saints use one of the first-round picks on Stingley? I do not. Trey Morgan at third, Barry at first. You can't play Trey Morgan at third. He's left-handed. If Morgan plays on the infield, he's got to play on the right side of the infield. So he could play in the outfield, and that's where he'll go in Major League Baseball. Trey Morgan will be an outfielder at the next level. Let's see. Ryan Rogers, MLB opening day. Yes, sir. Cliff, speaking of the draft, where are you doing it this year? Back at Pluckers. Not yet decided, Cliff. We are working through that. It's 3 weeks from today. Draft is 3 weeks from today. And we're going to make a decision here quickly. But last week, those conversations started about what type of show we're going to do. We've been doing companion shows, mostly originating from studio. And last year, we did like a Hudco hat party at Pluckers, which is why we were out there. So not sure what we're going to do yet, but working through some options. Ryan Pike, Matt, do you think LSU gets 9 wins this upcoming season? I get the impression Coach Kelly thinks his team is still mediocre. Cabo reiterated the same on your show. So, Ryan, I want to be very clear. I didn't predict LSU to get 9 wins. I said their ceiling. I think everything goes right. Their ceiling is 9-3. I didn't say I'm picking them 9-3. I said their ceiling is 9-3. But yes, I agree with you. Like, you're getting that read from Brian Kelly. He's got a roster that's not quite there. So, and he knows that. And you got to go through the SEC and the SEC West. So you're going to lose games this year. Jason Horn, morning, Matt. T-Bob dropping those F-bombs last night had me LOL. Yeah, man. So Scone and T is it's a podcast. So it's digital media. So it is NSFW language, just like whiskey and wine would be. So we need to make sure that we do need to make sure that we note that on the broadcast as well. But yes, T-Bob does curse, especially when you get a few cocktails in it. Tony Cortello, how did they determine? Well, I curse too, so I'm no hypocrite here. I curse all the time too. Tony Cortello, how did they determine what coaches lead the drills at LSU Pro Day? Who are the coaches? So after they do like the 40 and all that stuff, coaches from any team can put whatever players they want through whatever drills. So like you saw Zach Streif take some of the offensive linemen yesterday and work them out. Like those coaches can go put players through whatever drills they want from whatever team. Renee Marks, what's up? Deborah Cower, Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Mark, good morning. Pelicans host Trailblazers tonight. 2 home games left in the regular season. Yes, sir. Yes, when will Zion come back? Listen, I've told you all this before. I do not have any insight. Like Willie Green and Dennis Lauscha aren't like, Swin Cash. Like they're not. They're Griff. They're not in my ear telling me what's up. Okay, so I don't. I'm telling you candidly, I don't know. Like I have no inside info on if Zion's coming back. What I will tell you is, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but we all got a press release that the Pelicans, that the NBA has flexed Pelicans games. So the Monday game at Memphis will be televised nationally on Bally, will be on Bally, but it'll also be on NBA TV nationally. And then the home game against Golden State Sunday will be broadcast on TNT. So 2 upcoming Pels games have been moved to national broadcasts, which might just tell you that a certain someone could be planning on returning. That's my read on it. Or at least there's the possibility that that could happen. No. So Ryan, we were discussing, I will tell you the conversation with LSU football wins. I said, okay, and I said it last night on Scone and Tea as well. I've said this a bunch. I think when Vegas puts out their projected win totals for this coming season, okay, that I am making a prediction on what Vegas will put LSU's win total at, okay? I said that I think Vegas will have LSU's win total at 7.5, over under 7.5. That's what I said. I think Vegas will peg it at 7.5. I said I think LSU's ceiling this year is 9-3. I do not think they can win 10 regular season games this year. I think their ceiling this year is 9-3. If they go 9-3 and win a bowl game, get to 10, I think that would be a magnificent year, like a stunningly awesome year. There are some, because I did see one sportsbook yesterday that had LSU's projected win total at 6.5. So, like, if you're thinking championship year 1 or New Year's 6, you're probably going to have to recalibrate a little bit. Not to say Vegas is always right. Sometimes they miss. But you got to keep in mind this team is not the team that was 15-0 last year. They've had back-to-back 500 seasons and just had to replace 17 mid-year enrollees or add 17 mid-year enrollees, just have numbers. Debbie Jenkins, Kelly Groves, hey Dad, good morning. Adam Zander, any reason Brody Drawson's getting more of a look? Okay. Who do you want to take out? I mean, Dross looks good in the uniform, but he really didn't perform consistently last year. Who are you going to take out of the game? I don't think you're pulling Dugas or Cruz, obviously. You want to put him in right field? Okay. Put him in right field. You take Gio out of the lineup, put Barry third? I mean, where do you put him? You know? I mean, I hear you. I hear you. But that's the problem. Like, everybody can't play. And also the fact that when they've gone to pinch hit and defensive replacements and stuff, Dross hasn't been the one that goes in the game. Does T-Bop start drinking before the show? Jerry, yes. So before we started, he took a shot and then had his first, and he had like 2 mezcal drinks. So like he took a shot before we started and had a drink as we started the show and then had a second drink. He said that's going to be his limit on Wednesdays. He's going to do a shot and 2 drinks. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Kirk, now that I have my old man get off my lawn moment, who wins the AL and NL. Yankees and the Braves. What the hell, I'm saying it. Yankees and the Braves, homer pick. Jonathan Martin, let's see, Jay said, enjoyed the podcast last night. How about coming to Oliver Twist Wednesday? Absolutely. Let's do it. Deal. Bet. I'll see you there. Shelby put a little change on Sam Burns, top 11 golfer in the world, plus 3,700. I think that 3,700, that ain't a bad play, bro. That ain't a bad play. If I could get odds on Sam Burns for a top 10 finish, I'd bet that. Samuel Merrifield, thoughts on Malik Willis? I don't like any of the quarterbacks in this draft, not as a franchise quarterback. Lowell Cormier, Matt, thoughts on the upcoming baseball series in Starkville? Going to do a full preview tomorrow, Lowell. I think LSU can win the series. Mississippi State is struggling. Starkville is a tough place to play, but LSU has had success there over the years, oddly enough. And I would feel decidedly less confident, but for the arm injuries that State's had. But you lose your Friday night guy. Just look at LSU last year. I mean, Jaden Hill was supposed to be LSU's horse on Friday nights. They got, 3 appearances out of him? I mean, it completely changes the season. You lose your Friday night guy. I mean, it changes what you are. I say the same about Ole Miss. Man, Ole Miss started this season, and Derek Diamond was their Friday night guy. Now he's getting midweek starts. I mean, it just changes what you are. Charlie Cavell, what's up? Sam's playing well right now. I'd love to see him win the green jacket. That would be really cool. All right, 7:53. All right, y'all, as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Hudco. Our crews are over at St. Teresa in Gonzales on Burnside, Highway 44 Burnside. So if you're driving down, you see the Hudco trailer, you see our crews, make sure you give them a honk and a wave, and maybe snap a photo, share it on social media. Would love that if we can get that going a little bit. Great visibility for our company, quite honestly. I mean, to be right there on front and center on Highway 44 in Gonzales for a few days is really great visibility. So, anyway, so take a picture of the Hudco trailer, our crews, whatever, tweet it, share it on Facebook, Instagram, really tag me. I would love it. Okay, any more? Speaking of Jaden Daniels, I got concerned when it was said he was having trouble throwing spirals. Is he more of a gamer? Sean, look, man, I'll tell you this. I've watched a lot of Arizona State football the last 3 years for 2 reasons. Jordan Clark and George Hart. So RC's son, Jordan, plays at Arizona State, and I've watched Jordan train at Traction since he was a kid. I guess he's still a kid, but you know what I mean. So, I mean, I had an interest in watching Arizona State to watch Jordan play. And then George Hart, who, Big George, has been Coach George at St. Jude forever, where Erica works. And when Drew came along, I mean, he was just so supportive of our family, always praying for Drew and reaching out and everything. And so, I'm so appreciative to him. And then when little George went through Catholic and ended up having a great career, a great senior year, and then he got a preferred walk-on to Arizona State, and I'll be darned, was like playing as a freshman walk-on, like legit snaps for Arizona State last year. So I've actually watched a lot of Arizona State football the last 3 years, oddly. And I would have never said weak arm can't throw a spiral. Like, I would have never said that about Jaden Daniels. So I think he's going to be fine. It might just be the dude's 5 practices and at a new place. Give him some time. Alex Barnes, Matt, defended you about Brennan, got blasted by T-Bob. Yeah, that's typical T-Bob, but anyway. Ronnie Dugas, what's up? Larry Garner, Brian Pinton, good morning. Terre Haute, Indiana. All right, man. Heading home. Okay, let's see. I got to bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube, smash that like button, please. And share the post if you haven't done so yet. Like the page, share the post. By the way, since now doing Scone and Tea on Wednesdays, that means no nightcap. What I'm thinking about doing is like a Sunday live video series recap. So if you want to jump aboard, what do you think about that? Drop me some feedback. Let me know. I'm thinking about going live on Sundays when the LSU baseball series ends to do a recap video. So let me know your thoughts on that if you'd be interested. Appreciate you for being there as always. Have an awesome day, and we will see you for LSU Daily podcast, LSU Daily, and then AFR3. Peace.